guys, my name is Felicia Waldrop. Today I'm going to be doing my everyday makeup routine. So I'm going to start off with priming my face. I recently got a sample size Bobbi Brown primer. It's the Primer Plus Radiance and it is really good. I'm probably going to repurchase this. So I'm going to start by getting a pea-sized amount onto my face. I like to concentrate this on the high points and then in my T-zone where I get a little bit more oily. So now that I've primed, I'm going to start off with my foundation. So for foundation today, I am going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation in the shade 1 and 2 Ecru. I'm just going to give that a little shake and put a little bit on the back of my hand. And I first apply it with a Morphe foundation brush, and I just very messily apply this foundation all over my face. I like to bring it down my neck a little bit. On my nose. So I try not to apply it too far up because I'm just going to apply concealer there anyway, and I don't like to have too much product build up, otherwise it looks really cakey on my under eyes. So now I'm going to go in with my Morphe M439 buffing brush, and down by my neck I really like to buff it out, and then when I get back onto my face I pat. And I found that this works the best because it keeps the product from getting patchy on my face and removing when I just pat it. And I'll bring a little bit up on my eyelid. Really work it into the hairline. And I'll kind of assess the situation. If I feel like I need to go back in a little bit more, I will, but I think that this looks pretty good for right now. So then I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind concealer in the shade Fair, and just apply that under the eye, up the nose. I also added around my nose since I have a lot of redness right there. It really helps to cancel that out, and on the chin. And then I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush and just kind of buff that out. Once again, I like using the patting motions with these brushes to maintain the coverage. And I'll make sure to get that on my eyelids as well, because that's what I'm going to use as a sort of primer for today. And when I'm finished, I go back in with that Morphe M439 brush and just blend it in with my foundation so there's no crazy harsh lines. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. So I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in medium brown. And I'm going to start by brushing up my brows. And then going in. So I like for my brows to be really natural. I don't like a super defined Instagram style brow. So I really just follow the shape of my natural eyebrow. around the outer perimeter. And I stop at about right here, and then at the front I like to do upward flicks, and then they kind of start to slowly slant this way. And I just continue to do that till I feel good about it. So right about here, I'm gonna start brushing them out. And that looks pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and repeat this step onto my other eyebrow. So while I'm doing this, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Felicia Waldrop. I am 20 years old. I have 2 beautiful children, a little boy, he is a 1.5 years old, and my daughter, she just turned 6 weeks on Friday. So this past week she just turned 6 weeks old. I'm married. I've been married for, it'll be 3 years in May. Almost got in trouble there. Yep, 3 years in May. And I currently live in Northern California. I'm in the Air Force. My 3-year mark will be in January, so January 26th will be my Air Force anniversary coming up. And yeah, I'm really excited to start this YouTube channel. I've been wanting to do this for some years now, but hadn't had the courage, and my husband encouraged me to start, so here I am, 2019. I'm gonna try to put out some good content. If y'all have any recommendations, if you have any questions about Air Force life, motherhood, beauty, want me to answer any video ideas, I am totally open to doing that and excited to get my channel started. So yeah, now that I did this eyebrow, I'm gonna brush it out again. And when I brush it out, sometimes I get little patches, so I'll go back in and fill that in. And just remember, eyebrows are sisters, not twins. If you try to make them perfectly identical, you're gonna be sitting here for a long time, so don't stress yourself out, just do what you can. So now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna go back in with my foundation brush and just kind of clean it up a little bit. This is a really big brush, but I like the way this looks better than going back in with concealer and like carving out your brow. I find that looks kind of unnatural, so I like to use the shade of my foundation to do this, and with a bigger brush, so it just kind of looks more effortless. And then I'm going to go back in with my Morphe M439 brush and pat that out so that I don't have any harsh lines, and also run through the front of the eyebrow so that it looks a little bit more gradient and natural. And I'm going to skip the powder and go straight into my bronzer and contour. So I start off with a big powder brush. This doesn't have a name, but something about this shape is good. And I'm going to go in with my Physicians Formula Light Bronze Pearl bronzer. This is super old, you guys, so don't judge me. And I'm just going to bronze up the face a little bit. Add a little color back. And bring it down my neck. I'll also pinch it a little bit and run that down the side of my nose, and then buff it out. no, I don't go back in and apply more product. I just use whatever's left on the brush. And then I will go in with a smaller brush, kind of similar to that one. Looks like a blush brush. And go into my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer in medium deep matte. And I'll just focus that into the hollows of my cheeks. For some more depth. And then right around the perimeter. My face, on my jawline, the double chin. Yeah, gotta get that under control. And then do the same technique where I did go back in, tapped off the excess, and then I'm gonna pinch it so it's kind of a skinnier looking brush, and just pat that along the sides of my nose. On the tip. And then I'll go back in with my bronzer brush and blend it out. Sorry, I had to get my hair out of my face. So now that I'm done with bronzing, I'm gonna go ahead and do my blush. So I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Baked blush in the color Peachy Cheeky. This thing is so old. I honestly don't even know if they sell this anymore, but if they do, this is my favorite blush of all time. I'm gonna be really sad when it runs out. But I'm gonna use a really fluffy e.l.f. powder brush. Dig into that and then put it right on the front of the apples of my cheeks, and then pull it back a little bit. And a little bit on the tip of the nose. Now I'm going to go in with my highlight. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Amrezy collaboration. This thing is so amazing. I love this highlighter. I actually got a second highlighter for my husband for Christmas, so if that doesn't tell you how much I love it, I don't know what will. But I'm going to go in with my Morphe M510 brush. It's just this like super fluffy highlighter brush. And I'm going to hit the high points of my face, my brow bone, and above. Now hit all the points that would naturally be glowing like that. And I don't care if I look like a greased chicken. So if you're not going for that look, don't do what I'm doing. So now I'm going to highlight my nose and my inner corners. So I'm using this little super tiny blending brush, and I'm going to hit the tip of my nose and the bridge. But I don't connect them. I don't run it all the way down. And then I kind of pat it out. I'm gonna hit my Cupid's bow and my inner corners. And sometimes I intensify my under eyes, or my brows. So this is pretty much my base done. So now we're gonna go into eyeshadow. So I'm gonna be using the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette, the original. And like I said, I'm gonna do a super natural look, something I would do every day. And I'm going to start off with this M533 brush from Morphe. It's just a really chunky blending brush. I'm going to go in with Silk Cream, which is a warm toned brown. And I'm just going to blend this out all over the eyes. And just work that all over the eye and really diffuse it out so there's no crazy harsh lines. I'm also going to add a little bit more, tap off the excess, and run it underneath. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to go in with a slightly smaller blending brush. This is the Morphe M535 brush. And I'm going to go in with a brown shade that's just slightly darker than that. And the one I'm using is Pukey. And I'm just going to try to keep that a little bit closer to the crease. So that first shade I brought up pretty high. And then this one I'm just bringing it into my crease and pulling it up just slightly above that. And that's about as far as I'm going to blend it up. And I'm doing this in kind of a rounded motion instead of winging it out this way. I'm going to do the same thing. Take this brush with a little bit of Pukey on it, tap off the excess, and work it underneath. And then I'm going to go back in with that first brush I used, the M533, and that first shade, and just make sure I blend this out really well. Now I'm going to take my Zoeva 227 brush. It's just a slightly smaller blending brush, and I'm going to take the color Mocha, which is a dark brown, and put that right on the outer corner and just in the crease. And just work that right into the crease. And build it up as much as you like. So that looks alright for me right now. And once I've done that, I'm going to go in with the second brush I used, which is the Morphe M535 brush, and blend it around the edges with whatever product is left from that second shade I went and used. And then if I feel like I need to add some more, I will. And that looks pretty good to me. So now I'm going to go in with a flat brush, flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to go in with the color Beam, which is a light vanilla shade. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that on the lid. I'm going to go back in with my Zoeva brush in that darker shade and just blend around that because I don't want any crazy harsh lines. And I want it to be muted. This color is actually pretty bright, so maybe even run a little bit over it. And that's about where I want that color to be. So now I'm done with that palette. So I'm going to use my Morphe eyeliner in the color Secret. It is a really nice bronze shade. And I'm just going to line my lashes on top and tightline. And I'm going to go in with a small angled brush then take a bronzy shade. The one I'm going to be using is the color 24/7. It's a really dark brown bronze shade. And add that on top of the eyeliner. And then once I'm done, I'm going to take a chunky dome brush. I don't even know what the fuck this is called. It's like a really dense blending brush, but it's really shitty to blend like eyeshadow out with. I like to use it for eyeliner. And I just kind of really soften that and buff it out. And I don't have any product on this. Almost want it to look like I'm not even wearing eyeshadow, or eyeliner, excuse me. And then pack a little bit more of that shadow on the base of your eyelashes, if some of it got removed. Okay, so now that I'm done with the eyeliner, I'm going to go into the color Mocha from the Jaclyn Hill palette and my Morphe M515 brush. It's like a little pencil brush, and just work that in right on the lower lash line. And then using that stubby little blending brush that I got from Ulta a million years ago, just blend it out. Make sure there's no harsh lines. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyelashes. So I'm going to be using just a basic pair of Tweezerman lash curlers. So yeah, this step is going to take me like 40 million years because I have the shortest, stubbiest eyelashes you've ever seen in your whole life, and they take forever to curl. But yeah. So since I'm here, what are y'all's New Year's resolutions, or what are your plans for 2019? I think 2019 is going to be my best year yet. I'm so excited to not be pregnant anymore. I'm sick of having babies. My Air Force career, it's my first year being eligible to test for staff sergeant, so I'm gonna study my ass off and really try to push myself to make it this year. What else is happening in 2019? Oh yeah, I'm school starting on the 14th of January, so I'm gotta get back in the swing of college too. Just gonna be a busy year, but every year's a busy year, right? You just learn how to cope a little bit better each year. So now that I'm done curling my lashes, I'm gonna use the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume Waterproof Mascara in black, and I'm just gonna, and same to the bottom lashes. So this is pretty much my makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it down with my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And fan it out. Okay, and then I'm gonna pick my lip color. So my lip changes every day, but today I'm gonna use the Jeffree Star Cosmetics liquid lip in the color Christmas Cookie. And just gonna So I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Diamond Milk and tap it on in the center, and then buff it out with my finger. So this is the finished look. I hope that you all enjoyed watching it. If you have any video suggestions, like I said, please let me know down below in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I will definitely be putting out more content in 2019. I'm super excited to start this journey, and yeah, I'm excited to get to know all of y'all in the comments. So y'all have a great day and Happy New Year.